Hey, I'm so glad you're here and joining me in this journey of WGSR and what it's all about. So instead of explaining to you what it is and me just being a talking head here, I had an interview with an interesting person. And I thought it kind of captured everything in the essence of WGSR. So I thought I'd share that with you to help you understand what this podcast is all about. So enjoy.
Welcome back to Mariah's Gab session, where we're going to talk to Jamie Blasman about her new podcast, WGSR, Women Getting Stupid Rich. Jamie, why did you start Women Getting Stupid Rich?
Well, I actually launched Femcanic Garage in 2019, and it was really a coming home for me. I had spent a lot of time trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. I was figuring out what I wanted to be when I grew up. And when I launched this podcast, I wanted to learn from other women in the industry. It was kind of a coming home for me. And I figured out, hey, this is what I want to do. And after interviewing over 100 women, I finally started realizing I want to help and give back to women. I just wasn't sure what exactly. I had a particular skill set and things that I wanted to give back on and that I had through life experience, education, training. But I just wasn't sure where or what I wanted to do yet. So I kind of shelved it for a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean multiple years. Fast forward from 2019 to 2021, I decided to jump in with both feet. And I put in my letter of resignation to my day job and said, hey, I'm going to go pursue this purpose and pursue my purpose-driven life and do this thing. And quite honestly, when I went ahead and put in my 2 weeks resignation at my nice, cushy, 6-figure a year job, I waited till 2 to 3 months after I quit my job before I even shared with my family that I actually quit my job.
So, Jamie, were you even making any money when you quit your day job?
Nope. I wasn't. I had some money saved, and I leveraged that to continue down this pursuit of putting all the pieces together. And I've gone through the savings. I decided to sell my house and the equity on my house. I'm actually taking those funds. I took those funds and I buy myself more time to continue building out my business. Now, what does that mean? That's when it hit me like a ton of rocks where it's like, I know what I'm going to do. I have been helping other companies managing multi-million-dollar projects and programs, and I've been helping all these other companies make a lot of money for them. Now it's time for me to make money for myself. So the goal of this podcast is, and the only purpose of this podcast is to document my journey from launching my business, Femcanic Tools, from $0 to $1 million. And the goal is to do it in 12 months. And the WGSR podcast is all about just capturing that journey and sharing it with the women so they can learn from best practices, my trials, my triumphs, and sometimes the crash and burn moments too. And maybe it's emotional breakdowns, because the whole part is, quite honestly, terrifying to me.
Goals are good to have, Jamie, but so is an income. So you have no income, no home. Do you have children?
I do. I have 2 amazing kiddos. One's in high school and one's in middle school.
Ah. So do they cost much to maintain?
Yeah, it's not cheap being a parent, that's for sure.
Understood. Yeah. Mother of the Year. So lots of visits to the dollar menu, I'm assuming, because your children, they cost money. They cost to feed and grow. Am I right? Don't you need to water and feed your children? I'm sure they need plenty of things. Jamie, where is that income? That's super responsible. Oh my, Mother of the Year, I see. So your children, do they agree with the lifestyle of wearing each other's clothes? Lots of ramen in your household, I bet, and not the fancy kind that they make with soup at the restaurants, I see. So have you made a little tent for your children to share in your home that you don't have? Do you camp in the backyard? Jamie, I may be projecting here, but aren't you scared of failing?
Yeah, I'm scared. I'm terrified. But I'm more scared and terrified of giving up on this dream and this goal and walking away from it and having a what if in my life. I feel like it's the best model I can be for my children is them seeing me going after something relentlessly, not fearlessly, because there's fear there, but relentlessly, and just know rather than living a big what if. And I feel like that's the best model I can be to my kids, even if they see me fail. But what they'll see after, and if, which failing is not an option to me, I will make this work. They'll see their mom pick herself back up and be stronger and better after that. And I feel like that's the best model I can provide for my children, more than buying them the newest pair of Nikes or whatever it may be. That's not teaching them a lesson. And I always feel that with kids, more is caught than taught. I could lecture them till I'm blue in the face, but what they are doing is watching what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and who I am as a person. And I feel like there isn't anything better that helps them see who I am and what they're capable of than living it.
Well, hopefully you get to keep the lights on so that they can see this. So tell me what this podcast is going to be about anyway.
So I often get asked this question, what in the world is a femcanic? It really came out of this world of women and men both have masculinity and femininity. So it's kind of marrying the masculine and feminine together with femcanic. It's also about females fix shit. We fix shit. So mechanics fix shit. So I just kind of like blending it together where it's females and the masculinity, and we fix stuff. And the other piece of this is just kind of a play on words, where my other podcast is Femcanic Garage. This one's Femcanic Tool. This company's Femcanic Tools, where it's kind of turning things on their head and getting you to think differently about things. And really, hey, it's not what it first seems. And that's what I want to get people really thinking, is that it's not what it first seems, and to break stereotypes. And instead of running from stereotypes, I want the Femcanic brand to lean into them in order to debunk them and take them back and redefine them. And that's where a lot of this came from, is to just get people thinking a little bit differently. And is it physical tools like wrenches and things? No, these are the business tools side of things. Is
There
it
we go. There's a clear answer.
Yes, and then it's the garage aspect. It's not a physical garage. It's the location, or the proverbial garage. It's, let's get together and make it our space too. We belong here too. But is it fierce women? You better believe it. They're fierce, they're powerful, they're supportive of one another. And it's turning that whole adage around women are catty and not supportive of each other on its head, where this community is all about supporting each other and lifting each other up and really pushing the limits and what is possible for women.
Lovely. So tell me, why name it Women Getting Stupid Rich?
I actually was going to just name it the Femcanic Tools podcast. And I had a mentor share with me that, hey, not everyone knows what a femcanic is. Just put it out there in what it is that you're doing. And I'm like, well, I'm teaching women how to get stupid rich. And she sniggled. And then I shared that same line with multiple people, and they all would kind of sniggle and kind of smile and like, oh, okay, that's right. So I'm like, that's the name of it. Women Getting Stupid Rich podcast. It's what it's about. And it's what I hope women are attracted to, and that women want to get stupid rich. And I think the other key thing here around what's behind it is that I feel in this big DE&I movement right now that men and women are being told a lie. And that lie, in my opinion, is in the direction that corporations are being geared towards is we need to get more women in leadership roles. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. What I'm saying is I feel like that's a Band-Aid. It's not addressing the root issue, the root cause. We're treating symptoms, not the real root cause. And the real root cause of a lot of this is, I feel, getting more money in women's hands. I'm not talking about decision making, right? Decision making around money in family, household funds. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the money is hers. Period. Right? And it's not about getting women in leadership roles. It's about getting women, small businesses, female owners of small businesses and mid-sized businesses, helping them become stupid rich, because they hold the purse strings then, literally. They hold the accounting purse strings, the company purse strings. And it's by putting women in leadership roles, I've observed this. And quite frankly, I moved up the corporate ladder fast when I was young. And I thought that that's what you did, is that I realized that oftentimes women in leadership roles are merely puppets. And I'm not meaning that in a condescending way. I'm meaning it in a way that their male counterparts are often given a lot more latitude than the female leaders. And it wasn't really taking women to that next level, because what I realized is that the real decisions and the real deals and the real training around true wealth and becoming rich doesn't happen at the proverbial table. It happens at the golf course and it happens at the bar, where women aren't invited because men are afraid of offending women or they're afraid of sexual harassment cases. I get it. But that's where the real training and real deals are made. Therefore, getting women in leadership roles and a seat at the proverbial table still doesn't solve the real issue. And that's that business acumen, that training, that real understanding around wealth and riches. That's where it's really happening. So just like men along the way, they had to learn, women are going to have to learn. And sometimes men are mentors and sometimes they're not. And that's okay. And sometimes we got to go make our space for ourselves and create a sisterhood. And that's what this is all about. It's about helping women skip the seat at the table and just own the whole damn table and get to choose who gets to sit at the table. And that's what this is about.
So you're telling me you want to be a feminist financial superhero?
Yes, I guess so.
Nice. So, listening to all of this, you're telling me that femcanic tools can help women get stupid rich.
Yeah, I know it can. That's why I'm willing to give people the opportunity to sit shotgun in this journey with me through the podcast. I mean, that's a huge risk and vulnerability for me because I'm giving the world an opportunity to have a front row seat to sit shotgun to see me succeed or to see me fail.
It
And
could be
yes,
quite the show.
it will be quite the show, regardless.
Entertainment is what we're here for. Whether it's good or bad for you, we'll be watching. So that's all today for Mariah's Gab session with Jamie. She taught us a lot today. Let's hope she really gets the job done. So next time on Mariah's Gab session, we're going to talk about waxing or bleaching. Do you want to be hairless or just lightened up? See you next time.